You are watching a master at work.
Alright guys, so it's been a while since I've been making a video. I've just been super busy and not a lot of stuff going on, with car stuff at least. So yeah, I got my give me a manager haircut, changed my name to Karen. But today I'm going to talk about what you can do to make your vehicle more efficient, get better gas mileage, things like that. They're pretty simple things, but a lot of people overlook them. So I'm going to kind of tell you guys what I do. I shop the cheapest oil that I can possibly get because all of it's full synthetic. All of the full synthetics are GM Dexos, API, GN, all these approval ratings for factory oil. And my daily driver, I actually do 3,000 to 5,000 miles before oil changes. Everything else I use AMS oil, like the more complicated systems like variable valve timing or direct injection or high compression, things like that. So this I actually got on rollback from Walmart for $21.88 for 5 quarts. And Walmart actually sells genuine Toyota filters now. This is for a 1.81 ZZ for a Toyota Corolla 2003, the VVTi. It was only $6. So, I mean, maintenance oil changes between intervals is like so annoying because it's oil. You gotta change it. You don't want to spend a bunch of money because you're gonna have to change it again no matter what. So you just want to get the best bang for your buck. So this whole thing together, I think, was like, let's see, like $29.30 after tax, which is, I mean, fairly cheap. And the only way you're gonna get cheaper than that is if you buy like in mass bulk quantity. I don't know, some of you people use AMS oil or buy bulk quantity from stores online or whatever, but this is my daily driver, so I just try and keep it as cheap as possible with the full synthetic, even though it is high mileage, is spark plugs. Use Iridium spark plugs. They're like $7 a plug, but they're worth it. So for example, in this Toyota Corolla in 2003, the factory spec spark plug was Iridium. Toyota knows what they're doing. So, I mean, this Corolla here, it has 225,000 miles, original transmission, original engine. It's timing chain, so you don't have to change the timing belt or tension or anything because it's a chain. A little bit of valve tick, but that's because the lash is out of adjustment, which is not a big deal. You can feeler gauge that. It's really simple, or a shop doesn't charge very much if you can't do that or you don't want to do it yourself. But these Iridiums, they're 5 series heat range, BKR 5 EIX, and I actually use BKR 7 EIXs in the JZ, and it's completely stock, and I haven't had to change them. I haven't had plug fouling issues. Iridium is good because it is a rare earth metal, for one, and for two, it taxes your electrical system less. Your coil packs and your igniter, whatever you have, distributor, it reduces the amount of energy from that system to spark because it's low resistance. The Iridium's low resistance, and it'll actually spark in higher lean cylinder pressure conditions than any other cylinder or any other spark plug. So I know a lot of people like to use coppers because it'll burn the copper out before it damages your engine, which is fine for like racing and stuff, like high horsepower stuff where you're changing plugs and changing stuff constantly. But a daily driver or a moderate horsepower car that is tuned correctly, you don't have to worry about burning or blowing up engine parts or cylinders or anything like that. Just use Iridium. People say that Iridium sparks too lean and then you burn a piston or something or burn a valve. That's your tuning problem. That's not the spark plug's problem. That's because you or the tuner you chose has no idea what they're doing. So I mean, it's facts are facts. So some people don't like that. They just like saying, oh, copper's the best. Oh, my engine runs the best on copper. And maybe, but it's going to tax your ignition system a lot more, and it's going to reduce the efficiency and life of those things. So, they actually say these benefits: smoother idle, improved efficiency, longer life, lower fuel consumption, obviously because of what I just explained on this Iridium box. So basically, fluids, spark plugs, air filter. It's a big one. People don't do that. Air filter is big, especially if you live in a high dust environment. Also, your transmission fluid, because even if it's an automatic, that gets the power to the ground. So if your fluid isn't transferring that power efficiently or heating up really quick, you'll lose efficiency. So it's that much harder your engine has to work. Also, tire pressure. Alright, so one of the things that's cheap insurance is keeping a tire pressure monitoring thing in your car. Don't trust your computer, don't trust your TPMS. Check the actual tire valve stem. So I like to keep mine in the actual glove box. This one was like $2. You can kind of just go around, pop these caps off, and then give it a little push until there's no air, and then check your pressure. So I like to set mine at 35 base hot, so like 33 cold, and you can adjust and check, but that's a quick tip to save miles per gallon. Alright, so one of the things you want to do is when you check your coil packs out, make sure that it's clean, or somewhat clean around the bores so you don't get stuff in there. And then also you can check with the light if there's any residue to check to see if your valve cover seals, your valve cover spark plug seals are bad. And look good, there's no oil saturation in the plugs. These two, if you're working on a 1ZZ engine, you actually have to remove the harness with this 10, so not a big deal. We'll pull the plugs out and check them. These 1ZZ coils are really popular upgrade for 1JZs, 2JZs, because they're really good. They're smart coils. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying, these 1ZZ coils are very popular for JZ upgrade because they're smart coils. As you can see, the top of it has its almost like a board built in, so you don't need an igniter or ignition chip or anything like that, a module. So yeah. Alright, so I got all the plugs out. Here's what they look like. Here's number one. You can tell it's maybe a little carbon fouled, just a tiny bit, not much. It looks normal for the most part. Just a lot of like buildup, probably just from, you know, the cylinder. Looks like a little overheated just because of how old they are. I don't know, I'm pretty sure these are the original spark plugs because this is the factory part number and they've had since put a replacement part number in. So if you look here, NGK has a thing of what normal is. So I like to find, it looks like that, but also you can kind of diagnose what your situations are and just go to Google Images and type in NGK plug chart or something like that, and you can kind of diagnose what kind of plug you have, like as far as like condition wise. As you can tell, like the Corona stain and stuff, there's a little bit on this one, on a couple, It's just from just oil particles in the air, which is normal, especially with the EGR system or like a PCV system, obviously. So yeah, everything looks good. I'm going to replace them with the new ones. So I'm going to replace these. As you can tell, there's a new one and the old one. You can see the new one has a finer tip. The old one's kind of like a little melted. These do come pre-gapped, so don't gap them. And if you need to gap them, use a correct tool that pushes the center ground strap down and not use like a hammer or bang them or something, because you can damage these and break them. So yeah, let's get these put in. Alright, so I'm going to show you with the old plug. One of the things I like to do, so I take the plug and I kind of get, you get a 5/8 socket. Make sure it has the little rubber insulator in here so it doesn't drop the plug and pinch the gap. You kind of just wiggle it in here, don't touch the tip, then put anti-seize on all the threads, just a little thin streak down all of them, and then put it in by hand and kind of twist it with an extension. Then when it gets tight, take your wrench or your ratchet, make sure you hold the base like close to the head so you don't over torque it and break it, and do like a 1/4 turn max, because if you do any more than that, it will strip the threads, and that's not, I've never done that, but I don't want to do that, so yeah. So after I got all the stuff back together, here it is. Nice and semi-daily driver clean. The next thing you want to do is change your air filter if you have one. I just buy the cheapo ones, I don't buy the K&Ns. I only do that if I have like something important, like a muscle car, sports car, something that sees a lot of dirt or something. This one I just like to use old cotton replacements, which you can see already replaced. So yeah, you follow your manufacturer specifications on how to replace your air filter. This one's kind of a pain, but you get the point. Also, another thing is your brake fluid. Top this off to the max line. Make sure you wipe off the cap before you open it. Also check your transmission fluid while it's hot. Make sure it's within the specified range of the level. Power steering fluid, if you don't have an electronic power steering pump, it's always good to do good practice read. Top off the washer fluid, basic things. Kind of look around, just like check the motor mounts, kind of veg out, see if you see anything out of place. Also, top off your coolant with your manufacturer recommended coolant. Kind of check things, see if things going out. Just kind of look. You'd be surprised on what you could find that's out of place by just looking and not even having an issue. Save a problem before it becomes one, kind of thing. So yeah, so also check your battery. This one was replaced a little bit over a year ago, so we're okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna get to the oil change. For most of you that's seen that happen, you know what to do. But here we go. Alright, so here's some of the tricks of the trade I want to talk about. When you get an oil filter, never buy a cardboard or filter element media filter. They get oily and they collapse and they cause all kinds of issues like a fram. Do not get those. Do not ever get a fram. These Toyota ones, some of them have filters in them, like the media filters, which I don't like, because they did change their manufacturing plant to Thailand. So some of them you have to kind of look up and see. This one's a metal media filter with an anti-drain back valve. So if you're kind of questioning what the filter is or what you don't know, do Mobile One. The extended performance one is one of them, or a K&N, or like an AMSOIL if you're for higher efficiency. But I just bought this because they had it at Walmart and it's metal, so we're good. We don't have to worry about collapsing. Also, lube the O-ring, pre-lube it with oil so you can stick it on. I don't have to do this with this one because, as you can see, Toyota kindly did that for you. They put some kind of grease on it and plastic cover, which is nice. Shout out to Toyota. I love your cars, I love your stuff. Oh yeah. So yeah, let's get this thing back on. Quick tip to make things easier is get one of these gigantic 12-quart pans. They're at Walmart. I think they're like 10 bucks or 5 bucks. They have an oil filter spot where you can drain the filter upside down, big and small. They have a drain plug spot. They have vents, and they're really wide so they can fit under a lot of things. I actually bought that to use on my truck here, and it works really good for anything, honestly, as long as you have room underneath. So yeah, do that. Quick tip to make things easier. Quick tip. Always recycle your oil because we can reuse it. I don't know if you've seen like the energy conserving recycled oil. It's always better for the environment, and plus it's reusing something that you've already used through science and newer technology and chemistry and things. So be kind to the environment and recycle your oil just like this. This is why I tell you to get one of these drain pans. It's really easy to wash. Just like so. And it even comes with a free container because the oil you bought, you can use the new oil in the car and put the old oil in the same container. Alright guys, as you can see, some basic tips to help you get your car to run a little bit better, get a little bit more efficiency and a little bit more dollars per gallon, dollars per mile back on your car. A lot of the things I like to do is just kind of wipe this down a little bit with the rag. It makes it look 10 times better. This is a daily driver and it's a dusty climate in Colorado, so I'm not gonna go crazy to me because that would be a waste of my time. But let's see how she sounds after all of the maintenance and things done to it. Alright guys, so thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of what I recommended to do to your car. Once again, these are my personal opinions from experience. You'll definitely notice a mile per gallon increase. All those kind of things. Make sure you hand calculate it with a calculator, and then do it the second your empty light comes on, or until you have to fill up again, or if you can keep track of how many gallons you used versus like what you put in. So you can put 12.5 in, and kind of do the math. Also, another pro tip or helpful tip is when you put the oil filter in, if it's in a gravity one that hangs with the capacity down, make sure you fill the oil filter full of oil before you put it on, because it'll help prevent dry starting. And yeah, so that's that, but thanks for watching. Just a quick little video. I haven't been doing too much car wise, but we will go ahead and get some videos back going with the motorhome and some other things. So like, subscribe, and comment, and thanks for watching, and tell your friends. I'll see you at the next video.